Good morning, good morning, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a great day to be alive. My name is Derek Forston, and thank y'all so much for being a part of the Don't Wait to Be Great podcast. So, again, I'm Derek Forston. I'm the owner and operator of Second Chance Housing. I'm also the founder and thought leader of Forston Consultants, where my family and I, we go all over the world showing people what this concept is in terms of housing the homeless and the displaced. And we've trademarked it in terms of it being called independent living facilities. So, again, if you've ever had the thought or the dream of starting a housing program and you thought you was going to start a traditional group home where it needed a license and a bunch of red tape to get into it, that's not what we're doing. If you thought you were going to come here and learn about ALS, an assisted living facility where people need a lot of help, a lot of doctors and nurses to be inside of it, right? You got to have a sprinkler system. That's also not what this is. So again, independent living facility, Shay, that's where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. So again, our job is to burst that myth that you need a license and that you have to own the property. So again, if you got a big heart for people, you love God and you love real estate, this is the place for you all to be. Because again, we want to show and teach you and consult you, especially June 21st, which is our ILF conference, which we're super excited about. But we want to show you guys how to resign from your job in the next 60 days after meeting us. So again, if the homeless, if the displaced, if the military veteran is close to your heart and you want to provide housing, you're in the right place. So welcome. Thank y'all so much again for being here. We super appreciate it. Miss Shay, tell the folks who you are and how great you are and what do you do, Shay?
So, my name is Shanye Shea Forston, better known as Shay, and I am the president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization locally here that utilizes the ILF model to house women that have been through domestic violence, that have been through human and sex trafficking. I have divorced or widowed elderly ladies that I take care of. I mean, I utilize the ILF model in so many different ways, Derek, and it has been phenomenal for my 501c3 to be able to do so. So I'm excited about the upcoming event. I get to share my insight from a nonprofit standpoint on how I do this and how I take women from homeless to hopeful, and how a nonprofit organization can benefit by doing this model. Um, and not only benefit, but be able to add some additional things to the process of what they're doing, right? And get some grant funding and all this stuff that can take their nonprofit to the next level. But that is who I am and what I do. And I'm also an expert consultant here at Forston Consultants, where I show individuals how to build up 501c3s as ILF organizations. So that's a little bit about me, what I do. Derek, I am excited to discuss this upcoming event. I cannot wait to see people here locally in Orlando, Florida on June 21st and June 22nd, where they'll get to sit down and communicate with have conversations with our expert panel members and ILF providers and all the whole nine. Like, it's going to be amazing. So I'm excited. I don't know how excited you are, but I am ecstatic.
I'm super excited. And even though Shay, that we're also very tired because Shay, a lot of these folks have been hearing us talk about we've been moving our women to the
Yeah.
house that we bought, rehabbed, and all of that good stuff. So that's over, ladies and gentlemen. So a lot of you guys have heard us talk about being in that cul-de-sac for such a long time, but guys, we have completely moved out of the rentals that were in that cul-de-sac and now are in places that we absolutely own. So we're excited about that. I'm excited about the event. We're getting a lot of new people that are asking about it. Today, there's supposed to be a lot of new people that met us this previous week, and they're supposed to be in this room to learn about it and to hear about it and also to ask questions. So again, man, we thrive off of questions. So if you guys have any questions about the June event, June 21st and 22nd, let us know. Or if you just simply have questions about what is an independent living facility, we're still going to always come here and give that game away. So no matter what's going on with us, we're always going to be here teaching it. I promised God over 7 years ago, I said, God, if you allow me to get into this game and start housing people and the homeless and the displaced, I promise that I'll go all over the world teaching it and I'll never take any credit. So you guys will hear me talk about all the time using phrases like, well, I'm no genius or I'm not the smartest guy in the classroom. I literally only do that just to show you guys that this idea didn't per se come from me, right? God just already used what was inside of me. And God is the genius to all of this, right? God knew that I love people.
Yeah.
God knew that I love real estate. and God knew that I was a social worker. So all this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is social services, the love of God, and real estate all mixed into a blender.
One thing.
So a lot of y'all made a smoothie this morning, right? And you put your spinach in it, your peanut butter, and your celery and your carrots and all of that stuff. This is the same thing essentially, guys. But imagine putting in this blender social services, the love of God, and the love for people, and you blend it together. And what my family and I do, Forster Consultants, we go all over the world now, all over the states, the cities, and we pour this recipe out all over the world to show it to other people. So how you can leave your job if that's your desire. Some people decide to keep their job and still do this. I love those people because you guys are very similar to what my late brother used to believe in, right? My brother used to believe in being double up. That was his nickname, double up. So he believed in keeping the job, but also having this ministry of housing people. So again, you just came an independent living facility again is where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. So again, if you're new to us and if you've never heard us talk about this before or this concept is new to you, we have an absolute free webinar, right? That's at forsterconsultants.com/webinars. You guys can watch that and literally set up a free strategy call. And let's talk about how can we get you started, right? So that's the stepping stones. You need something from me, Shay? Okay. Hold on, you guys. we're trying to conduct something and not sure what we're doing. So Richard's here. My mechanic is here. I think, guys, something went wrong with my truck. So I'm going to give y'all some real world stuff. Speaking of trucks, if you want to get into the ILF game, guys, don't buy a car. I would suggest that you guys get a truck. It'll be very useful. Trucks are very expensive, but there's used trucks. But I've spoken to two people this week that just bought brand new cars, but they want to do this. I'll tell you right now, guys, to have a truck in this game is very useful, right? Because we deal with mattresses and hauling things and moving people and all of that stuff, dressers and drawers and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, that was a side note because my mechanic is here. My truck was acting funny yesterday. So my mechanic is here to kind of help me out. But again, we're super excited about the June event, June 21st and 22nd. And again, the whole theme of this event, guys, is where we're taking the idea to implementation. So a lot of people, Tiffany, they have the idea to do this, but they have no clue how to put the pieces together. So at Forster Consultants on this day, we're going to break it down to you. And what I'm really excited about is all of the people that we're bringing to you all, right? So this is the first time that we've ever had a conference or a masterclass or anything where we're coming together, where we're bringing all the pieces with us. So versus just me having a slide talking about social workers and case managers, I'm literally bringing those people to you all, right? So that they can tell you how to present to them. So they can tell you the need for this service. And what I'm also excited about, one company and two social workers that'll be there, they're going to be really almost advertising their company to you all as providers because they need housing in several different states. So I'm excited. So again, guys, I want people to come to this event with expectancy, right? Turn that expectancy on when you come. Don't just show up, but actually be expecting something to leave with something. Because again, our job is to surround you by the community, by the camaraderie, by the people, by the skill sets. And then once you leave this event, we want you guys to move at the speed of instruction to keep it going. And what I love about what's different from us than a lot of people that coach and teach things, some people just will have a one time or two times a year event, but there's no follow up to it. So what I love about this is that we go live every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday, regardless. And then just depending on what kind of VIP community that you're in with us, you may get it on some different days or even more often. But I'm excited that you guys get to come to an event like this and still get to come here every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday at 10 a.m. to ask your questions. So at Forster Consultants, guys, your learning never stops. That's what we're excited about. A lot of people that we get that come under our tutelage, and they talk about the past people that they've gotten consultants or consultations from, that it was kind of a one-stop, one-time thing that you got the consultation, and once it was over, right? We coach people, 2-3 years ago, and they're still around us, still being able to get the coaching, the curriculum, the know-how, and also probably most important, some of the updates of newer things. Because as things change, right, you need to be equipped with that new information. No different from just the other night in the ILF Mastery Blueprint member group. I released a video, or actually I went live And I talked about something that was very important and pertinent to all of us if we're going to be doing this. And those are those special meetings where if you're an ILF Mastery Blueprint member, you got that meeting anyway, right? That's your ongoing coaching to where you guys are all privy to the one-on-one coaching. But our IMB members, we also do group coaching at times when I want to get an overall message out to people. And we literally just did that just a couple of days ago. So again, also, if you're new to us, we want you to subscribe to the channel here. But we also want you to join our brand new free Facebook group. That's also something that we've never done, but that's new to us. So I'm catering that for a lot of the newer people. So if you've never joined our free Facebook group, the ILF Academy, go ahead and join that. That's for a lot of our newer people. Now, if you're a veteran and you're in this, no problem, still join it. But we are catering that to a lot of our newer people that are just discovering us. And again, it's called the ILF Academy. And that's a free Facebook group. And again, if you're just joining us, we teach you guys how to start your own housing program, not a group home, not an ALF, and not anything that requires a license. The only requirement for this is a love for God, people, and the love for real estate. We don't believe in having sprinkler systems. That's not required. We don't have to have staff. That's not required. And the reason why we don't need staff is because the clients that we're serving, right, they don't need me to cook their bologna sandwich. They don't need me to provide transportation. They don't need me to pretend to be a nurse and administer medications. Those are the three things that will most likely get you in trouble when you try to start something like this, right? And you're trying to provide medication management. You're trying to provide transportation services. You're trying to cook for people. Usually those three things right there, guys, you got to have a license. That's why the people that we serve are completely independent. They don't need me to cook their bologna sandwich. They don't need me to, drive them around. All they need from me is a roof over their head, the AC working, the lights turned on, and the water running. I need to provide a safe, clean living environment for these folks. That's my job, right? So every time when a person asks me, well, Derek, what does it look like? Most of the time, it's a single family home. It could be a 4-bed, 2-bath, 3-bed, 2-bath. It could be a 2-bed, 1-bath, but it's a single family home. And we're going to offer, again, this shared living environment. And guys, don't forget, if you got any questions, any concerns, let me know. Also, share this with somebody that's either wanting to do this, that loves to help people. Share it to somebody that loves real estate. Share it to somebody at your church. All the needs go to the church anyway. So why not your church, your pastor, your bishop be involved in this? Tell them it's shared housing, doesn't require a license, and this is the way that you guys can extend your ministry beyond what you're doing now. Some of you guys feed people. Some of you guys clothe people. Imagine you being able to provide something like this, what you see on the screen right now. And again, these are independent living facilities where adults, not teenagers, not children, not the mom with 3 kids and not the pregnant lady, but the single adult male and the single adult female. June 21st, guys, we're going to break all of this down in terms of how do you do this? What are all of the pieces of this puzzle that make this come together? So again, welcome to all of my people on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Clubhouse. If you're anywhere where you can only hear me, we want you to come over to YouTube so that you all can also see what we're showing you guys in terms of what it looks like. And again, if you ever had a dream of starting a housing program and you thought it had to be a group home or an ALF where you needed a license, a sprinkler system, and oversight from your government agencies, guys, this is not it. The only requirement is a big heart for people, a love for God, and a love for real estate. And again, these are called independent living facilities where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff. Guys, I don't have staff, right? There is no transportation 18 passenger van the way I'm driving these folks around. And again, the funnel system where I'm getting these folks from is from social workers, case managers, and social service providers. So again, at the June 21st event, I'm bringing the social workers. I'm bringing the social service providers that are begging for what we do, that are begging for what you do now. Because now if you've met me, we family. And we do the same thing when it comes to housing the displaced and the homeless. Let's take a commercial, guys. We'll be right back and bring all of your questions with you. Hey, what's going on, family? I hope you guys are enjoying this information. But just in case if you was wondering, how could you get more one-on-one coaching just like this? First of all, you can ask just by typing it in the chat, or you can visit forsterconsultants.com/IMB. Again, the IMB stands for ILF Mastery Blueprint. So again, if you want one-on-one coaching, let us know. This is exactly what we do. And again, don't spend all your time in this room today without asking questions. As you see, we're giving out a lot of great information. So make sure you ask your questions just to make sure that you fully understand it. And then also don't forget, we give you guys a free strategy call. So we want you to watch our webinar. That's it. Also at forsterconsultants.com/webinars, but also soak up a lot of this information that we're giving you guys on YouTube, and then schedule a free strategy call so that we can get on the phone to talk about how fast can we get you started. Let's get back to the show. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. So again, thank y'all so much for being here. We super appreciate it. Right now, we're just talking about the June event, June 21st and 22nd, where once a year, guys, we throw either some kind of master class or a conference. But now, since we actually have trademarked independent living facility, guys, this is the 2024 ILF conference. So this is where we take the idea to implementation. Because again, if you ever had the idea that you wanted to do it but didn't know where to start, that phrase right there is what fills up our inboxes every week of people that says, Derek, I have the idea. I want to do this, but Derek, I have no clue where to start it. This is what we're for, guys. So at Forster Consultants, guys, June 21st and 22nd, this is where we want to show you guys how we take this from idea to implementation. Because it's one thing to have the idea and to want to do it. But if you have no clue how to do this, you can find yourself on the Channel 8 News, and not in a good way. Because even me, as the guy that's in it now, some of y'all know my story. I have made the Channel 8 News, and not in a good way, right? I have been through $30,000 lawsuits. I've been through everything that you can imagine in terms of trying to get this started. Because, guys, I'll admit, when I tried to get into this, nobody wanted to help me, right? Nobody wanted to raise their hand and teach me how to do this. So I went through a lot of the bumps and the bruises of actually just trying to get it to work. And in that, guys, is where I made a lot of mistakes. But some of the most successful people in life will tell you that some of the greatest things were discovered or invented from the mistake, right? So I would like to think today that we got this thing down to a science now in terms of what this is that we do when it comes to housing the homeless and the displaced, or anybody that has a guaranteed income. So just because my background is mental health and social services, that doesn't mean that I have to house a guy with schizophrenia. That doesn't mean that I have to house the guy with bipolar disorder. We're not housing the everyday Joe in terms of people that that um that just have an everyday job, right? So give me 2 seconds, guys. She's asking me a question. Your key? She's asking me for her keys, guys, on a live right now. Your keys, I just jumped out of your car. Your keys are probably still in your car or on the door hook. See how you get this live, guys, from us? Usually Shay and I own this live together, but again, my mechanic is here and Shay and him are doing their thing. So, but anyway, back to the topic. My background, guys, I worked in a mental health hospital, so I saw a lot of problems when it came to housing, right? So my job today is to show you guys how we took it from me being the social worker to the guy that I am today, where I go all over the world teaching people this model of, again, how can you quit your job in the next 60 days doing this model that we do? And this is called, again, shared housing. Some people call it co-living. Some people call it um um communal living. But we at Forster Consultants, guys, we've trademarked independent living facilities. And again, just simply means for us is that's where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. So right here at the June event on this VIP ticket, what we're excited about this ticket is that it's a 2-day event. So the general ticket, guys, is 1 day. You get all of the teaching, all of the training on that 1 day. Day 2, if you're a VIP or elite ticket, you actually get an ILF tour. So this is something that we've never done, to where we're actually going to allow you guys to come to a live open ILF where our tenants or our clients are already living in it. We're also going to allow resident interaction, which means I'm going to let you talk to my clients. So some people can talk the talk, guys, but they can't walk the walk. There's a lot of people that try to teach this model or teach something in real estate, but they can't show it to you. One thing about us here at Forster Consultants, guys, I want you to see what this is. I want you to be involved in how we do it. So the ILF Mastery No, excuse me, the VIP ticket for day 2 and the elite ticket, you get the tour. You also get a swag bag with a bunch of goodies inside of it that's going to be used for the entire time you're in Orlando, Florida. And then the meet and greet with the speakers, and especially the social workers that specifically want to work with ILF operators. So we have specifically 2 social workers that will be coming, right? And right now, I think they're both are actually on the website now. So ilfconference.com. And I'm going to put you guys in a room with them because they refer all over. They don't just refer in one city in one state. They're a large company. So they're state to state. So depending on where you live at, I'm literally going to give you contacts before you even leave this event, right? So I believe that when we throw events, I don't want you to just come and take notes and that's it. I want you to leave with the social worker's name, number, and email address so that they can call you for placement. That's what kind of events we throw on, right? And that elite ticket, it comes with everything that's in the general and the VIP, but the elite ticket also comes with an exclusive dinner Saturday night at an exclusive location that's not even announced yet. And that'll be away from the hotel. So they will also get a 1-day virtual masterclass with me, because a lot of times when you do leave these events, you still have questions and some people just want more. So we're doing a 1-day masterclass virtually with our elite tickets. So again, with the elite tickets, not only are you going to get the masterclass, that exclusive dinner, you're also going to get the ILF tour, the exclusive meet and greet with all the speakers, and again, all the know-how to how to do this. And my coaching and the teaching is going to be catered to where you live at. So on that master class that we'll do with all of the elite people, we won't talk in general. We're going to talk according to where you live at and your zip code. So again, if you just joined us on the screen right now, what you see is what we would call independent living facilities or shared living or co-living. This does not require a license. I did not have to call ACA. I did not have to call DCF. I did not have to call my government entities in my city to get the permission to do this. Because guys, again, this is independent living. The reason why you need a license for an ALF is because you got to provide medication management. You got to provide health care. Guys, the guys and the ladies that we house in my facility, they don't need my help. All they need me to do, Katara, is keep the lights on, keep the water running, and make sure that roof ain't leaking. We're going to have pest control in the place because I don't believe in having rats and roaches, even though sometimes they'll come. The difference with us is that we're going to do something about it. And hopefully we'll be proactive, not reactive. Proactive means, Tiffany, we're already doing the pest control before we even see one roach. Reactive means we're spraying now because we saw the roaches. Does that make sense, everybody? That's kind of my personal coaching, but I'm going to just give it to you now. Being proactive means that we do pest control from day one before we see one roach. You being reactive to a problem means that you saw 35 roaches or your tenants told you about it, and now you're going to the store or you're using that link that we sent you all to buy the pest control stuff. So we want you guys to be more proactive in this ILF model. And again, guys, the beauty of it is that you don't need a license. And guys, for the lady that said, well, Derek, how did you get started? Now, I can take 2 hours to tell you that story, but I'll try to do it in 45 seconds. I saw a lady as I was a social worker referring these clients out. I saw a lady that was making $41,000 a month as I was a social worker making $28,000 a year. And y'all, she was doing this model that I'm showing you all now. The only difference is that she did it in rats and roaches. She housed people in rats and roaches and filth and grime and nastiness. So in Orlando, Florida, June 21st, we're going to show you guys how not to do that and how to present it the right way. In fact, the social workers that we're bringing, they're going to tell you the right way to do this and what they're expecting to see when they walk through your facility. We don't want to see the rats and roaches. So again, guys, I'll admit the way that this was presented to me 7 years ago, Tiffany, when God allowed me to see a lady as poor as I was, to see a lady making $41,000 a month, as I was making 28 grand a year, and I'm begging God to change my life. God, I want to be in real estate. God, will you change my life? Dummy me, I'm on that job for 9 years, and everything I prayed for, Tiffany, God gave it to me. I'm praying, God, I want to help people. He made me a social worker. God, I want to be involved in real estate. He showed me a lady that was mistreating people through real estate. God, I want a bigger income. God showed me a lady that was making $41,000 a month housing people in rats and roaches as I was making 28 grand a year. So everything that I prayed to God for, essentially he gave it to me through this job. And then the job led me to, again, from idea to implementation. Remember the slogan of what we're going by for this whole event in June, from idea to implementation. So how did I go from the social worker seeing a lady making 41 grand a month to me now being in it and now teaching it all over the world? So first of all, put a fire emoji in the chat or a thumbs up that if you made 41 grand a month, would that change your life a little bit? Would it change your life a little bit? Can y'all imagine what I felt like when she showed me that she was making 41 grand a month? But then when I found out she was housing people in rats and roaches, I lost all respect for that lady. I respected her so much, Katara, before I found out how she was housing people. Y'all, it broke my heart. I couldn't believe it. I was like, how can you be making 41 grand a month coming to my hospital in your red bottom shoes, picking these clients up, and you housing people in what you see on the screen right now, but the only difference is it don't look that pretty, it don't look that neat, and roaches running all over the place. Mice running in and out of the cabinets. The mattresses are on the ground. No bed rails, no pillow, no comforter, no sheets. Just a bare mattress on the ground, Tiffany. So can you imagine what my thoughts was when I saw that? And then I matched that up with, wow, she make 41 grand a month mistreating people. I was like, can you imagine what my life would be like if I do this the right way? And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put y'all close to my face now. When I saw that, I was like, why not me? Can somebody type in the chat, why not me? Because that was my first thoughts. When I saw somebody mistreating folks, I said, God, you're no respecter of persons. You love this lady just like you love me. I said, God, I want to get in this. But what some of y'all don't know, it took me 2 years and I lost 60 pounds trying to figure it out because I couldn't eat and I couldn't sleep until I got it. And the moment we got it, or I thought I had it, we began to teach it to people. I used my brother as the guinea pig, got him into it. And my brother had a full-time job doing this. Okay? So now I teach the people, everyday people that have a love for God, a love for people, and you want to get in real estate, this is it. And one of the greatest pieces of news that I can tell you today is that the barrier of you buying that place, you don't have to buy it. Most of you all think you have to buy this place to get started. You don't. That's what excited me. When the lady that I begged to show me this, and she said, Derek, I'll never teach you how to do this, but look what I make doing it. She did tell me one thing, y'all, and I always kind of give her credit for it. As crummy as a person as she was, the moment she told me, Derek, I don't own these places. She said, Derek, you think I own these houses? She said, Derek, I rent these places. Ding, 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 ding. Y'all, the moment she told me as a poor social worker making 28 grand a year that I didn't have to buy this house, that I can rent it, Lord have mercy, game over. And that's when I began to kind of do all that I could and not make excuses that I didn't have the money. Because if I can rent the place, that takes a big weight off of my shoulder with having to come up with $30,000 down payment to buy a house. Does that make sense, everybody? Right? So for me, the cheat code was to rent or lease a facility. And then over the months or years, however long it takes, now we want to get to a position of where we're buying it. And that's where we are now. We buy these properties now. That's why we spent this whole week moving this week. Our ladies facility, we moved all of our women from the Angela Denise Foundation. That's my wife's nonprofit organization, because I do this from a for-profit standpoint as Second Chance Housing, LLC. My wife does this from a nonprofit called the Angela Denise Foundation. We moved all of our women into the property that we own now. That's essentially, guys, how you want to get this eventually. Start out renting, because I rented for years and I still have a lot of rentals and I still will rent property. No problem. I'll lease it. I'll rent it, rental arbitrage it. Because to me, that's one of the quickest and easiest and best ways to get into real estate. Some of y'all thinking to get into real estate, it's going to take you a bunch of money. Not really. Not really. You can rent a place. So can you imagine, instead of needing 30 to 50 grand as a down payment to buy a house, you only need now maybe 2 to 5 grand to rent one, to lease one. And to me, y'all, that's the cheat code for most people in this room. Let's take a break real quick. Let's hear a word from David and Dennis, and we'll be right back. So Dennis, in this independent living facility model, right, which y'all call ILFs, what kind of residents can I house in this kind of model? David, that's a great question. And that's actually what makes the ILF model so great, is because it's flexible. So prime example, you can house military veterans, elderly adults, women that are escaping domestic violence, and the list goes on and on and on. So Dennis, where do you get your residents from? I see you guys on TikTok and Facebook, you guys getting all of these houses. Like, where in the world are you getting these people from? Yeah, that's actually pretty easy. Forster Consultants teaches us to use social media such as Instagram, Facebook to let people know who we are, what we do, but probably most importantly, who do we serve? And we do that very consistently. So every day, 7 days a week, there's something being posted about what we do and who we serve, but also building relationships with social workers and case managers. Again, letting them know who we are, what we do, and most importantly with them, that we're available. Dennis, how in the world are you able to do this without a license, bro? David, remember the reason why we don't need a license, because remember, the clients that we serve, they're independent. So that means that they can take their own medications, they can provide their own transportation, and they can cook and provide their own food. Dennis, man, you seem to know a lot about this independent living stuff, man. How do you know so much? Well, first of all, I graduated from Forster Consultants University, and I have a master's degree in independent living facilities. And I join the Forster crew every Monday on YouTube at 6 p.m. Eastern. They go live, and that guy Derek, man, he give the game away. So I'm always there. So Dennis, what in the world are the requirements to get started with something like this? The only requirement for this, David, is a big heart for God, his people, and the love for real estate. That's it. And bro, don't think I ain't listening, because I am listening. But where can I find more information like this at, man? Because I really want to get started, man. David, if I were you, I'd follow Derek Forston on Facebook and TikTok, and then I'd follow Forston Consultants on everything else in terms of Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube. Again, really slowly, David, because you're hard-headed. I'd follow Derek Forston at Facebook on his personal page. I'd follow him on TikTok, but I will also follow Forston Consultants on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Don't forget, David. Hey, Dennis, man, I really appreciate that, man. I'm going to do exactly what you told me to do. I'm going to follow Forster Consultants on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. No problem, David. That's actually what I'm here for. And by the way, where did you get that hoodie? I like that. Oh, this? I got this from Second Chance Apparel. I'll put the link below. This is for aspiring entrepreneurs. And the reason why I love to support it is that every shirt or hoodie that you purchase goes back into housing the homeless. All right, let's go. So again, thank y'all so much for being here. We super appreciate it. If you have any questions concerning the June 21st and 22nd event, type it in the chat. Any questions about how we do this, type it in the chat. Any questions about why you don't need a license to do this, type it in the chat. Let us know. So any questions that you guys have, let us know. I also want to show you real quick just kind of what it looks like. Again, people always asking, Daryl, what does it look like? Guys, it's not rocket science. We take a regular 3-bed, 2-bath home, 4-bed, 2-bath home. And again, we're going to take people from homeless to hopeful. We're also going to build relationships with social workers and case managers and anybody that's in the social service setting. Prime example, just to give you a real world example. Most of you guys heard this on, I talked about this on our last live on what's that, with Tuesday, I think it was. So we literally moved in a guy, right? And as you know, most of the clients that we serve have either a mental health diagnosis, maybe sometimes a substance abuse background, but also here in the last 18 to 22 months, we've been housing what I'm gonna call the everyday Joe, meaning people that are just like you and I. They have no mental health issues, no physical ailments, but they can't afford their own apartment. They can't afford their own house. They can't afford their own living arrangement. So they lean on people like us. They lean on the ILF model. We often get asked, can you do it in a mobile home? I always show this picture for two reasons. One, because I'm going to tell you this. Ignore the trash in the front. That was trash day. Ignore the for sale sign, because the same person that asked me, could we do this in a mobile home? They bought this. So right now, the advice that I tell you, only if the mobile home is on its own land. I will not try to do this in a community unless they allow you to rent that mobile home out. Most communities with the mobile homes, they want you to live in it. They don't want you to be a landlord or rent it out. So I tell people mobile homes are absolutely okay, but we want mobile homes that are on their own land. So again, remember I talked about a 3-bed, 2-bath, a 2-bed, 1-bath, a 4-bed, 2-bath. This is a huge one. Now we're talking 7-bed, 4.5-bath. So guys, remember, the bigger the house, the bigger the impact. The bigger the house, the bigger the income. The bigger the house, the more people you're able to help. Again, the bigger the house, the bigger the impact in your community. So again, I tell people that most of y'all can quit y'all job with one of these. And I'm going to say that again really slowly. And that's not to insult anybody's current job, but if your job was anything like me and you make it anything probably under 40 grand a year, you can probably get one of these and quit your job. Remember what the title is today, guys. Resign from your job in 60 days by starting an ILF for homeless or displaced adults. I'm going to say that one more time. Most of you all can get one of these 7-bedroom homes or a 6-bedroom home. You can get one of those and leave your job because your job don't support what this house can do, especially once it's full. Think about that for 2 seconds. Now, right here, I'll admit, this is my favorite model, the 4-bed, 2-bath home. Now, I have larger homes than this. I have smaller homes than this, but this is my favorite. And when you say why, because to me, 8 people is that perfect number. When we're doing 2 people per room, 8 people is the perfect number. Or sometimes I don't do 8 people. So in this 4-bed, 2-bath home, let's just say 2 of those rooms, we do the 2 people per room. That's 4 people. The other 2 rooms, we call those private rooms. They cost a little bit more and there's only 1 person in there. So now instead of having 8 people, now I may only have 6. But remember, the other 2 rooms now, we're going to call those private rooms. Whereas this room right here, this is what our shared room looks like. This is what probably 85 to 90% of people will fit when they call our phones. Because most people, even though they want that private room, sometimes they can't afford it. But most people that want that shared environment, that can't afford their own house, their own apartment, or their own private room, or little what you call those little boxes, the what you call those things, the not a 1-bedroom, but the studio. When you can't afford that, the next best thing for you guys, or for the people that you will serve, is what we call this shared living environment. And again, most of the time it's going to have 2 beds in that room. The only time it's going to have that 1 bed is that when somebody wants that as a private room. That means the military veteran that calls Second Chance House and says, "Hey, we looking for housing. I need a place to live, buddy." Sure. Would you like a shared environment where there's 2 people per room? I don't want to share no room. I'm 55 years old. No problem. We also have private accommodations too. So that room that has that 1 bed in it, that's going to be for that military veteran or the guy that says, "Derek, I don't want to share no room. I want that private suite that you got, Derek." This is what they're going to get. And this is going to be a room that has their own bathroom in it, and they never have to share it. That's the great part about the private room or the private suite. They're going to be in a room by themselves and they never have to share it. And again, remember the example that I gave you guys just about 8 minutes ago. I'm now housing a guy right now who works at a toll plaza. No mental health, no physical disailments, but just can't afford his own apartment. He found out about us through Facebook. While he's sleeping in his car, in between shifts, he's scrolling through Facebook. And guess who pops up running a big mouth about housing? Me. Because that's the other part of my coaching, right? You got to talk about it, guys. You got to advertise it, because if you don't, how will people know that you're the go-to person? So one more time, this gentleman saw us on Facebook, called the number, which led to Jess, my virtual assistant, who done the assessment. And Jess says, "Derek, I think this guy's going to be really good for us. But Derek, just to make sure that I don't mess it up, Derek, can you also interview this guy and talk to him yourself?" So guys, literally months ago, over 14 months ago, I trained my assistant Jess to be me. Here's Jess. Jess is my program manager at Second Chance Housing. Jess lives in the Philippines. Right now, where I live at, it's 10:41 a.m. Where Jess lives at, it's 10:41 p.m. Jess lives in a different time zone than me, in a different culture than I do, in a different country than I do, but runs my program here in Orlando, Florida. How great is that? And for $5 an hour, guys, that's the cheat code to business and your life. So if you need a virtual assistant, definitely visit va101.co. Again, that's va101.co, not .com, but .co. And this is the cheat code to your life. But back to this right here, one more time. This 4-bed, 2-bath, this is my favorite model because that's where I'm able to take 8 people that would be homeless on the street without me and take them from homeless to hopeful. Let's take a break and we'll be right back. Hey, what's going on, family? I'm super excited because June 21st and 22nd is the 2024 ILF conference. That's right. We're super excited because it's in Orlando, Florida this year. So, guys, if you ever thought about starting your own housing program, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is the event for you. If you're a real estate investor and you're looking for a better way to serve people and actually make more money and also have a bigger impact in your community, this event is exactly what this is. 2024, the ILF conference, guys, is going to show you how we take people from homeless to hopeful and it not be a group home or an assisted living facility. We're going to teach you guys how we start unlicensed group homes, which we've trademarked independent living facility. And again, you guys are going to visit forsterconsultants.com for more information, but you're definitely going to visit ilfconference.com to get the information for the June event. There'll be a general admission ticket. We got some VIP tickets and we have 15 elite tickets for people that want a little bit extra just versus being at the event. That comes with also a one-day mastermind and a lot of other stuff. But definitely go and check out ilfconference.com for more information. And don't meet me there, beat me there. All right. Again, so thank y'all so much for being here. We super appreciate it. Let's jump right back into it. So for the Clark family that just literally texted us and told us that there's over 13 people in their house, they're watching this on the 65-inch TV. So Clark family, we super appreciate you guys and all of the 13 people. And I love it when you guys take my advice. So he did exactly what I asked him to do, to not only invite his personal family, but people from his church family. So I'm excited that his youth pastor is also in this meeting. So again, Clark family, we just got done talking about what does it look like? Because a lot of people think that I'm talking about a big box building with like 85 rooms in it, but that's not what this is. This also is what makes it very intimate, right? So when I get a call from a dad or a mom that wants to refer their grandmother or their mom or dad, they don't want a big box building. They want their loved one to live in something intimate, like where they're moving from. So they're moving from a house. Why not move into a house? Elderly people don't like to be moved at all, really, but they definitely don't want to be moved from just say like a house to some big box building. So everything from a 3-bed, 2-bath, from a mobile home to a gigantic mansion, like I have all of this stuff that you guys are seeing right now, or what I like to call my favorite model, the 4-bed, 2-bath home. But like I told you guys, right, I don't get caught up on the outside too much. The inside to me is more important because this is what we're providing. No different from Kentucky Fried Chicken. They provide chicken and mashed potatoes. We provide bedding. We provide housing. So again, I don't get too caught up on whether you're going to get a 4-2, whether you're going to get a big mansion, or whether you revamp and rehab a mobile home. Doesn't matter to me. I want the inside to look like this because ultimately, this is what we're offering, guys. We're offering a second chance at life. So no matter what your program's name is, that's essentially what we're doing, guys. We're offering a second chance at life to people that otherwise that a lot of people just turn their backs on, right? I'm housing a population that can't go out and buy a house. I house a population that can't go out and buy an apartment. And where am I getting these people from? Social workers, case managers, social service providers, my Facebook page, my Instagram page. Guys, when I started this over 6-7 years ago, I was only looking for the mental health patient or client because that's where I worked at for so many years, guys, as a social worker. So again, I'll be honest. When I first started, I'm looking for the guy that's got schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, depression, schizoaffective disorder. But now today, I have the guy that have an everyday job. He works at McDonald's. He works at Sonny's Barbecue. He works at Hardee's. He works at Outback, Walmart, the substitute teacher, right? the guy that works at the jail and the prison system as a prison guard. So that's why I say again, guys, that's why we're excited about the June event, because June 21st and 22nd is where we're going to put it all together. No more of me just running my big mouth. We're bringing all of the pieces this time, the social workers, the real estate people, the tax deed, the tax lien stuff. How you get a cheap property. Derek, do I have to buy it brand new? No, you can rent it, you can lease it, or you can get a tax deed for $3,000. Right? So that's what we're excited about, guys, is showing you different ways to do this. And again, this won't be a 1,000-piece puzzle that you have to put together. The whole slogan for this event, guys, is from idea to implementation. And again, for only $397 for our general ticket, that's a no-brainer to come and learn this game. For a VIP ticket for only $697, again, a no-brainer. And to come to Orlando, Florida for some relaxation, some sun, a vacation, but also come to learn something that can change your life or the lives of other people. That's what this is all about. So again, guys, in my opinion, I'll argue with anybody that wants to argue. This ILF model is the best real estate strategy that you can ever come up with, because it involves helping people, it involves ministry, it involves the love of God, but you also can make money to feed your family. So that's exactly what we stand for here at Forster Consultants, because my wish for us and my family and my wish for your family is that I want you guys ultimately to please God, help people, be respected by your community, and make a bunch of money doing it so that you can build the kingdom of God. Because in the Bible, it said that if you focus on the kingdom, if you build the kingdom, if you do God's will and not your own, all of these things will be added unto you. That's scripture. So all the things that you want, all the things that you desire, God said that if you focus on the kingdom and build that and help his people, the less fortunate, the displaced. And trust me, guys, I'm no pastor, I'm no priest, and I'm no bishop. But guys, the Bible says the poor and needy will always be among us. So this is not some new fad that we're doing because Derek said this is the best real estate play. The Bible says the poor and needy will always be among us. So guess what? That means that this right here will always be around because it'll always be needed. And I'll give you an example. There's some kid right now in the 12th grade. Graduation's coming up and he's slacking. He don't respect adults. He don't respect authority. He hates education. He's starting to use drugs. Guess where his life is going? Downhill. Guess what he'll need in a few years when mom gets tired of him and kicks him out? When he goes to jail, when he goes through the mental health system, he'll need somebody like what you guys are going to offer one day. So guys, this never stops. That guy can be 18 years old, or it can be the guy that's 67 years old that never kind of really got his life together. Or it could be the 55-year-old military veteran that there's nothing wrong with him. He's a stand-up guy, but he can't afford his own apartment. He can't afford to buy a house. He has no family. He has no mom, no dad, no brother. There is no plan B. I'm surprised that nobody's ever come up with the name Plan B. That's a great name, actually. Because for what we do, a lot of these people that we serve, there is no plan B. They don't have anybody. There is no dad, no mom, no grandmother. There is no family. So essentially, you become the plan B for them because plan A is up. You guys eventually become the answer for somebody else's dreams and what they've been praying for. And what a lot of people are praying for is what you see on the screen right now. It's a safe, clean, affordable living environment. And to be honest with you guys, all this is an independent living facility where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. Doesn't require a license. You don't have to own the property. And we're going to do an assessment on every client before they move in to make sure that we're getting the right person. So in certain forms of real estate, they'll call it choosing the right avatar. With Airbnb, you hear people say, what avatar are you looking for? We have a certain avatar too. And to make sure that we get the right one, we're going to do an assessment, which means a series of questions that allows us or you all to make a sound decision about who you're moving into your place. Let's take a break and we'll be right back. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I finally did what you guys have been asking me to do for probably about 2 or 3 years now. We get a lot of questions for people that says, Derek, do you just sell the paperwork? Derek, do you have a do-it-yourself version? And guys, I'll admit, we've never had that. We truly believe in the one-on-one coaching, but the more that we listen to you all as our customers and as our family, my job is to do what you guys need, which is a lot of people have been asking for the do-it-yourself version of the ILF Mastery Blueprint. So, guys, we've done that. So, for only $2,497, we've created a version of the ILF Mastery Blueprint where you can actually do it at your own pace. And again, everything's involved except for me being the one-on-one coach. So again, one more time, we want to offer to you guys a do-it-yourself version of the ILF Mastery Blueprint. And you guys can visit forsterconsultants.com/IMB-DIY. And that's for people that says, Derek, I just want the paperwork. And Derek, I don't need your one-on-one coaching. I want to do this at my own self-pace. And guys, we've listened. So we've developed the ILF Mastery Blueprint do-it-yourself version. And again, for only under $2,500, that's a no-brainer. And that is something that you want. You guys can either visit the website or simply just text my team DIY to the phone number 407-326-0086. One more time, you can text the word DIY to 407-326-0086, and we'll get you the information that you need to be able to move forward so that you can do it at your own pace. Have a great day, and we'll see you at the top. All right. Clark family, that's what you guys asked about earlier. Do we have a do-it-yourself version? So finally, we created that. I've never done that before. We always only gave the one-on-one coaching and then the lives on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. But now there's a do-it-yourself version where, again, everything's involved except me. So that's the cheat code for a lot of people that couldn't afford either the 15 grand or that 7,500 at the scholarship price. Now you guys can get that for under $2,500. The only thing it doesn't involve is me as your personal coach. But the cheat code to that is this. You get that, but you still come live every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday. So that's the cheat code. So you kind of still do get me live to a certain extent. There's also a VIP group that's attached to that, that you could still ask questions, even though it's a do-it-yourself. There's a VIP group that's attached to it for a small monthly cost. If you guys want that or any questions about that, let me know. But nevertheless, I promised God 7 years ago that I would teach this every week without fail for absolutely for free because the way that it changed my life. So again, I love it when the people come and say, well, Derek, I'll be honest. I really can't afford the coaching, but Derek, you give so much game away on your lives that I'm moving now at the speed of instruction from what you're just teaching me now. So we got a lot of people that, I'll be honest, that don't take our coaching. But because we give the game away so much, and all of these are recorded, that a lot of people get started literally just from our lives. So again, if you're just joining us, we teach people how to start their own housing program. We've trademarked independent living facility. So if you guys go to the website where you go and check that stuff at, you will see me and my wife's name. We've trademarked it. So no longer just people just loosely using that phrase. Forster Consultants has trademarked independent living facility. And again, that just simply means where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight, and you do not have to own the property. So today's title is what we kind of named it, right? Resign from your job in 60 days by starting an ILF for homeless or displaced adults. So again, if you've ever desired that, June 21st is a great event for you guys to come to. That's our 2024 ILF conference. And again, that's where we take people from the idea of starting it and literally showing you the implementation of it by also bringing in all of the people, and I'm gonna call it all of the pieces to the puzzle that make this happen. Everything from the real estate side, the accounting side, the insurance side. Guys, one of the biggest lawsuits I've ever had was $30,000, and that's because in the beginning I wasn't insured. Your big brother made a mistake, y'all. My job is to make sure that y'all don't make that mistake. Your big brother also made the Channel 8 news, not in a good way, because I didn't know what I was doing, y'all. There was no teacher. There was no coach. There was no consultant. There was no convention or no conference, right? So again, my job is to make sure that you guys don't make any of the mistakes that I made, okay? But I'm going to show you guys how I also went from the social worker making 28 grand a year, that how can you turn that into a monthly payment? How can you make that 28 grand a month, that 30 grand a month, the 40 grand a month? And imagine doing God's will, helping people, and making enough money to feed your family, right? So again, that's what we live by. I want y'all to please God, help people, but also make enough money to be able to feed your family and continue to build the kingdom of God, because this is ministry, guys. Some of y'all grew up and you thought you was going to have a ministry, meaning a microphone behind a stage. But guys, guess what? My family also thought that I was going to grow up to be a preacher. Guys, I ain't no preacher. But guess what? I love God. In fact, I'm crazy about God. He crazy about me too. Don't be jealous. But we also love people. And I have fallen in love with real estate because God has allowed me to merge my ministry and combine it with the real estate part of it. So that's what's pretty cool about that. Again, I'm no genius, man. God just took a skill set that I already had, which was the love for people. And then as soon as I found out that you can house multiple people in one location because they can't afford anything else, I knew that that was going to be my ministry for the rest of my life. So the 2024 Independent Living Facility Conference, guys, we want to show you that. We want to take you guys from the idea to implementation. We want to put you around like-minded people. We also want to feed you a 5-star experience. So we're not going to keep y'all 8-9 hours and not feed you. So we're going to feed you guys a 5-star experience. It'll be a plated lunch, none of that box stuff. We don't believe in doing that. We don't believe in giving you a Capri Sun and a cold cut sandwich. Even though I like cold cut sandwiches, you guys will have a plated lunch, plated salad, plated dessert, all the coffee, tea, drinks, all of that stuff. We're going to make sure that you guys' bellies are full and it'll be a 5-star experience. And again, we're going to equip you guys with invaluable insights and connections. Remember, I talked about the social worker and the case manager that will be coming. You will leave with their phone numbers and their email addresses because they need you. Can you imagine coming to a conference to where the people that are presenting need you? Guys, it's often not like that. I go to a lot of speaking engagements, a lot of conferences, and that's not really the way it works. But this conference, the people that I'm bringing, they actually need you guys. As you future ILF owners and operators, they need you. So again, here's the ticket prices: $397 for general, $697 for VIP. They're my elite people that want everything. That's only $997. And if you know anything about our past events, our bottom line ticket was always $997. So we want to make this event super affordable. So that $397 general admission ticket, guys, is a one-day event, a luxurious culinary experience, and tons of networking opportunities. Because remember, there'll be people at this event that are already operating these. In fact, we're going to strategically set it to where you newer people, you will be probably seated at a table during the lunchtime with people that are already actively doing this. There's no need for us to place y'all at the same table and nobody knows what they're doing. So that's another opportunity to be able to network and get a lot of the information and the insight from people that are already actively doing it, that have actively taken the coaching from us. Make sense, everybody? VIP ticket is only $697. That's a 2-day event. That's going to bring you to the ILF tour on the second day. The first day is a Friday. Second day is a Saturday. So guess where we going Saturday afternoon, y'all? To the ILF that's already up and running for client and resident interaction. And we also going to give you a swag bag with all of your goodies in it, and also to carry all of your junk around that day. We don't want you having the whole stuff in your hand. So we're going to give you guys a personalized custom swag bag with a bunch of goodies inside of it that'll be useful for the entire time that you're in Orlando, Florida. Okay? And also meet and greet with the speakers. So we'll swift those speakers away to a private location. But if you're a VIP or elite member ticket, you get swept away with them, probably with more food, more drinks, and all of that stuff. The $997 ticket, guys, is probably what's going to be probably the best ticket for most of you, especially if you're married. So married couples, you actually bring your spouse for free. Somebody asked us, and y'all ask this every year, but this year we finally done it. The elite ticket, and my ladies, this is the way you sell it to your husband. Say, babe, you know that event that Fortune Consultants keep talking about? They told me if I get the elite ticket, I can just bring you for free. Right? So that's how you sell this to your business partner and or your spouse, because your spouse can actually come for free. So the elite ticket, married couples, that covers both of y'all. And that comes with everything in the general, everything in the VIP, but you also get an exclusive dinner Saturday night at a completely different location at a swanky restaurant. You also get a professional photo with Shay and I, or if you want your own headshot for your LinkedIn page, no problem. Also, we're going to give you guys a one-day mastermind, right? So we're going to go further with the elite folks. So not only will you get from idea to implementation at the event, I'm going to also give you guys probably a 1 to 2 to 3 hour mastermind after this event is over to continue to pour into you all. So I'm excited about the Elite event because, again, this is the first time we're allowing your spouse to come for absolutely free. And again, this is a good time for you to show your spouse also that homelessness exists everywhere. I talked to 3 women this week, and all 3 of them stated that the husbands didn't really think that homelessness was a problem in their area. Take a look at this video and watch how homelessness, guys, is everywhere. And this is why you need to be at the June 21st and 22nd event.
One Atlanta City Councilman says the city's homeless population seems to have grown and become more aggressive. And he points to what he calls deplorable behavior at the world's busiest airport. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor takes a closer look at the problem and how the city council might handle it.
If you have been in downtown Atlanta near the connector or out at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport lately, you have likely seen that the homeless problem is growing. One Atlanta City Council person says it's time to address it.
What's going on in the airport is horrible. It is deplorable.
Atlanta City Councilman Michael Julian Bond says the world's busiest airport is dealing with a homeless problem that has gotten out of hand. Bond says business owners and travelers alike are being subjected to unimaginable circumstances.
How do you break it?
So again, guys, there's just more evidence. And again, who would have ever thought that homelessness in Atlanta, but at the airport? So that's the new kind of stuff that people are realizing now. The homelessness, guys, is everywhere. It's getting so bad now, even for me here in Florida, they're camping out right in front of the stores. Like they'll come to the Walmart parking lot, post a tent, like they find these encampment areas. So guys, what a lot of you also don't know that a lot of these people receive a guaranteed income. They just can't afford your house, your apartment, your 1-bed studio, but they can afford this shared living environment. So guys, even me as a social worker, when I saw all of these homeless people, guys, I had no clue that they actually had money, but their money can't buy an apartment. It can't rent an apartment. It can't buy a house. It can't rent a house. So where I live at, they may get an income somewhere between just say $700 and $940. Where can you go and live on that at? But when I show you a space that's $700, I pay for the lights, the water, the cable, the Wi-Fi, so that there are no external bills, I now become a no-brainer. This is why social workers and social services love us, because they understand that their clients are facing a homelessness problem. And the problem is the lack of resources for housing. It's too expensive, guys. But that same guy that can't buy an apartment, can't rent an apartment, can't rent a house, can't buy a house, can't pass a background check, don't have all of the deposit, when he comes to second chance housing, he can get any of these beds that you see on the screen right now for $700, for $680, for $640, depending on where you live at, for $500. See what that means and see how you just solved the problem? So the people in your city that is overhousing, they should love to see when you're coming. People in your city should love you when you start this, because again, you're helping them. So a lot of what we do, we get this word out to the city, to churches, to different organizations that give money for housing, because they need to know that you guys are doing this. Watch this one right here. For the lady that asked me about the South Carolina thing, I think this is in South Carolina. Take a look.
To a 2022 report, an estimated 359 veterans across our state face homelessness.
Transitions Homeless Shelter is opening a new dorm to help get some of those veterans off the streets. News 19's Becky Buds reports.
2 months ago, Navy veteran Zachariah Shaheed found himself without a place to live before Transitions Homeless Center took him in.
Concrete is not somewhere anyone wants to be.
Shaheed was one of the 359 veterans across South Carolina facing homelessness, according to the latest National Point-in-Time Homeless Report.
I'm just thankful and grateful that I've become one that's not of that statistic now.
A new dorm at Transitions aims to bring that number down in Columbia.
28 more beds, 28 more options. That's going to help put a dent in the problem.
CEO Craig Curry says the program is providing 2 case managers, mental health services, food, addiction services, and more to each veteran. Each veteran will be able to stay for around 3 months.
In the end, you really want to place people into permanent housing, which is the name of the game.
Curry says they've already.
Now, I'm going to stop that one right there because I want to make a point, right? The gentleman stated that they can only stay at that place for 3 months. So some of my teaching and how we teach you guys, why wouldn't you go and connect with that place? They graduate every 3 months. So there's a turn of these people, right? Why not the next step be you? So when I'm teaching folks how to do this and who to connect with, why wouldn't you connect with that program right there to A, take the people that may not fit their criteria, or B, the guy that's graduating in 3 months? That's probably often. So why not you be the next stepping stone to where they're going? Does that make sense, everybody? And again, don't forget, if you got questions, and a lot are coming from a different text, so I'm going to answer those as well. But if you got questions, especially on YouTube, type it in the chat because I want to make sure that I knock those out. Some people are using that text number. I appreciate that too. So if you want to text it in, that's 407-326-0086 if you got a question. So again, guys, and when you look at that gentleman, Shaheed, like, why wouldn't you house him? Like, nothing seems to be wrong with him behaviorally, right? He spoke well. He looks great. So some people say, well, Derek, what kind of people do you house? Or what kind of people can't you house, Derek? That's a great question. We can't house the guy that's not independent. The guy that needs medication reminders, I can't house him. The guy that doesn't know when to take his medications, I can't house him. The guy that need a ride to the grocery store every week to feed himself, I can't house him. We house independent adults that can live and thrive. Thrive means do well, ladies and gentlemen. So live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. And remember the shared housing, the shared room right here versus the one that's going to be the private room. The private room is for the guy that has his own job, the military veteran, or the people that their incomes are a little bit higher than your normal guy that gets the SSI or the SSDI. The guy that works at Walmart, he may not want your shared room. He's probably going to want that private room. But you let him decide that. We also teach you guys to allow the community to dictate what the need is. So if you say, well, Derek, I want to house military veterans and elderly adults, that's it. Well, that sounds great. But what if when you start, your first 17 calls are for middle-aged women or for middle-aged adults? What do you do now? That's where that whole HRA comes in at, right? So we teach you guys how to make referrals to other people. And that's called the Housing Referral Agency. We literally teach you how that if you don't have a house, how you still can do what we do by becoming a housing referral agency. Does that make sense, everybody? Right? So if you want to start this and if it is in your heart to house people and you thought the barrier for you getting started was the real estate, it's actually not. Because you don't need the real estate, you need relationship. Because if you have the right relationships, that's how you can make this happen. The right relationships would allow you to be an HRA if you don't have a house. So a lot of times, even with my program, we get calls every day. But guess what? Everybody's not always a good fit. So people that are not a good fit, we just don't hang the phone up and say, nope, can't house you, bro. Sorry, click. We don't do that. We say, sir, unfortunately, at this time, we don't have any beds available here. But what we do have for you is a referral. Call this number, ask for Mr. Joe. Tell him we sent you. And then if Joe happens to move that gentleman in, guys, guess what happens after that? Joe just made a referral fee. Joe is going to get paid for keeping this guy off the street and providing him housing. So essentially, guys, you can become a referral agent or a referral agency and still house the homeless and the displaced, and you never need the property. You don't need the real estate. You need relationship. Okay? So got a question from, let's see, D. Killigan. I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm going to just call you DK if that's okay. How do we tell if a city needs ILF facility? Drive around your city, right? Drive around your downtown area, close to your hospitals, and you can see it. Also, another way that I encourage people to, how do you tell? Because if you call one of these hospitals or social service agencies, just ask them, Hey, ma'am or sir, I'm getting ready to start a housing program here in this area, probably about 5 miles out from your facility. But before we got started, we wanted to know, is there a need for this in your area? And if they don't know, you tell them what this is. We offer independent living where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. So if you're discharging clients, Mr. Case Manager, and they don't have anywhere to go but have a guaranteed income, give us a call. We'll do an assessment, see if there'll be a good fit for us. If not, we're also a part of a network, Ms. DK, and we can refer that person potentially somewhere else. That's how that conversation sounds. So I tell people to drive around your city and just look at it, but also call and ask. There is nothing better than you calling that specific day. And that day, I wouldn't even use your real name. Your name is Jane Doe that day. Your name is Karen Culliger that day. Your name is Julia Roberts that day. Don't even use your real name. Because what if you do this? So that day, be Karen Jones. Good morning. May I speak to the director of social work, please? Yes, I'll hold. Hey, ma'am, how you doing today? Great. My name is Miss Karen Jones, and I want to introduce myself and my housing program. I'm getting ready to open up another facility really close to your hospital. But before we do that, I wanted to know, is there a need for housing in your area? Just like that. Does that make sense, Miss DK? Put in the chat if that made sense. If I'm off, let me know. But if that made sense, let me know. Because to me, guys, that's not really rocket science. I'm just building a relationship. And the best thing that you can do when you do that is show people the proof of concept. That's why everybody that we coach and teach, they get all of these pictures in a folder and a file. I allow them to use these pictures to show people the proof of concept of what it looks like. To talk about this sounds great, but when you can walk somebody through it or they can see pictures of it, that's where it begins to kind of unravel. Ms. DK says yes. So thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for that question. That was a great question, actually. Love that. But yeah, that's what me and my brother used to tell people all the time. Just call. And if you're embarrassed to use your own name because you are going to do this and you don't want to know you yet, just change your name that day. Good morning. My name is Jason. I have a housing program by the name of, and I'm getting ready to open another one 2 minutes from your facility, ma'am. But before we do that, do you guys have a need for housing? Do you guys see more homeless elderly adults or more the younger people that are homeless? Do they have a guaranteed income? This is all the things that you can ask them, DK. Because as much as my heart breaks that when we get calls from people that have no money, no support, no job, no SSI, no SSDI, no Uncle Joe that'll help them, it breaks my heart to tell them that we can't help them really. Because my program isn't set up to bring in people for free. Now, one day, almost every day, I pray to God, I say, God, I want you to give me a big building, a big commercial building, God. I want to start a free homeless shelter. And God, I want to house a lot of people that can't afford my housing. But God, inside of that building, I want to build up case management, social workers to help these people get approved for SSI, SSDI, or to find them a job at McDonald's or at Burger King. Ms. DK, that's what my prayer every day. God, I get a lot of calls that we can't help these people because, God, they don't have no money. God, can you bless me with a big building, a commercial building, Tiffany, that I can house people for free? But the whole reason, and while they're there, Ms. DK, we're going to build in the social work, build in the case management, build in the SOAR team, SOAR. They help people get approved for SSI and SSDI. That's their sole job. So, Tiffany, if you didn't know that, the SOAR program, that's their sole job, is to help people get approved to get that monthly income. We get calls from hospital all the time, and it sounds like this. Hey, Mr. Derek. Hey, Derek, man, got a great guy. His name is John Jones, but Derek, he don't have any money. And Derek, he's struggling right now. But Derek, if you take him in and move him in, Derek, we'll pay you up to 6 months until he gets on his feet, Derek. And Derek, while you're housing him, we're going to hook him up with the SOAR team, and they're going to get him approved for SSI or SSDI. Usually they can do it in about 90 days, but Derek, we're going to pay you for 6 months, just in case if it takes a little longer. That's the way it sounds, ladies and gentlemen. So we take those people, Katara, Miss Tia, we take those people. I don't mind that. You guys gonna pay for it? Yeah, I'll bring him in. He can move in tomorrow. No problem. So again, guys, if you just joined us, don't forget, we're just talking about the easiest way to get into real estate. We're talking about how you can resign from your job in the next 60 days from meeting us. We're talking about the June 21st event where I left off at, talking about that elite ticket. And remember, if you're married, the elite ticket, you can bring your spouse. So if you're the husband, you can bring your wife. If you're the wife, this is how you drag your husband to it. Say, babe, they're allowing you to come for free. And that's how you do that. DK says, I would love to do that. So again, DK, this is all this is, right? This is a ministry. Yes, it's a business. Yes, it's real estate. But guess what this really is? And that's why God loves it and God respects it, because we're doing his will. So watch this. I always tell people, Angela, can you imagine having a job or a business that the blessing of God is already built into it? I'm going to say that one more time. Can you imagine a job or a business to where you don't have to always like pray for money? God bless me financially. But what if you had a business where the blessing of God, his financial blessing, was already built into it because you're doing his will? This is it, y'all. So I'm telling you guys, I found the cheat code to financial breakthrough. I'm going to say this real quiet so y'all come in close. Let me put the camera close to me because somebody going to miss this. Guys, I found the cheat code to your financial breakthrough. You keep praying for money. You keep praying that God rains down money from heaven. Guys, it don't work that way. When you pray for money, God gives you an idea. When you pray for money, God puts you around people that may already have the idea. I'm praying right now in the name of Jesus that this is your opportunity, and I'm the person, or we're the company that you're supposed to run into to make your financial dream come true. Because again, remember, God doesn't rain down money. God is going to give you an idea or resources or people to give you an idea to make his plan come together in your heart. Meaning, most of y'all in this room right now, before you met me, you was kind of searching for, what is my life going to be like? What am I to do? What is my purpose? What is my meaning? And again, I don't take no credit for this. This is how genius God is. God knew that 7 years ago, he was going to show me this real estate method of housing the homeless. He also knew one day that I was going to meet Tiffany, Katara, Angela, and the rest of y'all in this room, that because already he put in your heart to house people. You had no clue how to do it though. But watch how genius God is. God made me go through the bumps, the bruises, the mistakes, the $30,000 lawsuits, the Channel 8 news to get it right to the way we have it today, and now to teach it to you all. And what's so beautiful, Katara's in South Carolina doing this on her own now. Angela's in Florida doing this on her own now. Tiffany's in Oklahoma doing this on her own now. Joanne is in Wisconsin doing it on her own now. Miss Rita just got her keys not even, 8 days ago, and got 2 clients now in Orlando, Florida. This is how this works, guys. So we essentially want you all to be the hands and feet of Jesus. And remember, somebody will say, wow, man, is he a preacher? Because he sounds like he, no. I'm no preacher. I got a bunch of stuff wrong with me, y'all. Trust me. But I love God. I love people. And I have fallen in love with real estate. And again, all we've done was merge those things together. Real estate, social services, and the love for God. We put it in a blender, and we just pour it all over the world now. And again, June 21st and 22nd is when we want to bring it to you all. That elite ticket, bring your husband with you. Bring your wife with you. No extra charge. Do not buy 2 tickets if you're a married couple for the elite ticket. We want you to have that exclusive dinner. We want you to also have that one-on-one, that one-day virtual masterclass that'll probably go for at least 2 hours. But we also want to do those professional photos, the ILF tour, the client interaction. It's one thing to talk about an ILF. Why not bring you to it, though, and let you interact with my clients? Ms. DK, a lot of people try to teach you stuff, but they can't show you the proof of concept. And that's what we love. And that's why this Friday coming up, we'll have 25 social workers walking through one of my facilities that look just like this. And they're begging for what we have. And what I love about this product, which is these beds, these are not alarm systems. I'm not setting that Girl Scout cookie fundraiser stuff. This is something that's needed. This ain't wanted. This is needed. Can you imagine having a business that's like Chick-fil-A, that every time you pull up, the line is wrapped around the corner? Every time I pull up to a Chick-fil-A where I live at, there's never an empty line. Every time I pull up, Shay says, babe, you gonna say it again? I say, yep, I gotta say it. I always say, man, what a business where people line up for what you have. Lord have mercy. Somebody got mixed up. Miss Tia, every time I go to Chick-fil-A, I say this phrase, and Shay just said, babe, you gonna say it? Yes, I am. Every time I pull up, there's a line that's 10, 12, 15 cars deep wrapped around the building. I say, can you imagine having a business where people line up and wait on it? Guys, that's what this is. And guess who's asking for it? Social workers, case managers, social service providers, the Goodwill, the Salvation Army. All the case managers that are in your area that are looking for this, guys, they need it because they can't afford a house. They can't afford their apartment. One more time, just to show you that this is everywhere. Let's take a quick break and I'll be right back.
Take a drive down Los Angeles' Skid Row, filled with tents, people, and growing frustration.
If I can get back into another residence, then I won't make the same mistakes I made before.
According to new federal data, a record number of people are now unhoused, more than 653,000, a 12% population increase.
I'm going to stop this one early. Did you hear the guy say that if he had residential housing, he can stay out of trouble? Guys, that's the game I'm in today. I house a lot of guys right now today that if they went under my roof, they'll be outside getting in trouble, breaking into your cars, your houses. But because they're under a safe, clean, affordable environment that we also pray over every day, some of y'all gonna miss that. Tiffany, I hope you pray over your clients, Tiffany. Katara, if you don't pray over your clients and your housing, you missing it. I try not to ever forget to pray for these clients. And it sounds something like this. God, thank you so much for the clients that you've entrusted me with. Father God, I plead the blood of Jesus over each and every one of them. The house they live in, the rooms that they live in, and the bed they sleep in. God, change their life starting today as they move into my place. And God, will give you all the credit. We'll give you all the glory, the honor, and the praise for it. Today, God, remove the enemy from their life, and the devil is under their feet. God, thank you for no mechanical breakdowns. God, thank you for no break-ins. Thank you for no vandalism, no thievery, and no robbery. God, this is your house, and we plead the blood of Jesus through the grounds, through the roof, the plumbing, and the electricity. And God, again, protect my clients. Protect Second Chance Housing. Keep us off the news for bad stuff, but promote us on Channel 9 for when we're changing lives in the community. And God, allow people that when they see us, they see the Jesus through us in this program, in Jesus' name. That's how it sounds, guys. And remember, I'm no preacher, I'm no bishop, but we love God, we love people, and we love real estate. The God told you, man, if you give me a place to live, I have no reason to be getting in trouble. Did you understand that? One more and we coming back.
One Atlanta city councilman says the city's homeless population seems to have grown and become more aggressive. And he points to what he calls deplorable behavior at the world's busiest airport.
I think you've seen that one already. Y'all already seen that one. That was that one in Atlanta. I'm gonna finish a little bit of this one. Watch this, you guys, and we'll be right back.
Take a drive down Los Angeles' Skid Row, filled with tents, people, and growing frustration.
If I can get back into another residence, then I won't make the same mistakes I made before.
According to new federal data, a record number of people are now unhoused, more than 653,000, a 12% population increase since last year. Mel Tilakaratna runs a nonprofit that provides free showers to people living on the street.
The system is completely overwhelmed.
Tilakaratna points to a rise in housing costs, the opioid epidemic, mental health issues, and the migrant crisis as factors exacerbating the problem in LA.
We have families, asylum seekers to families in LA who become homeless, and prior where we would be able to send them to a motel or a shelter within a couple of days, now there's absolutely no resources.
These issues are also creating friction in major cities. Back in September, New York Mayor Eric Adams revealed new fears as tens of thousands of asylum seekers flooded the city.
I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City.
In Phoenix.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's a clarion call for you all to get involved in real estate. If you learned nothing else from that last clip, you need to be involved in real estate. And yes, in this room, in this model, we talk about housing the individual all the time. We don't talk a lot about housing families and things of that nature. But look at what you just saw. Look at what's going on in Chicago right now, right? And I can name all of the different places where all of these migrants and immigrants and all of these, some even illegal people are coming from. But now they're being given these services. I'm hearing that some of these people are receiving $9,000 every month for their housing. So again, even though that we talk about shared housing here, ladies and gentlemen, don't get it twisted. There's also opportunity to house families. So depending on where you live at and the model of this real estate in which you want to be in, guys, you can choose it almost. But everybody needs a place to live, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a want. This is more so of a need. These pictures that you see, guys, people need this stuff. And again, June 21st and 22nd, we're bringing it to you. Orlando, Florida. Again, the ilfconference.com, ilfconference.com, ilfconference.com. Visit ilfconference.com. General ticket, $397. Come get all the game in one day. Come get fed real good. Come get the networking and leave with some contacts to fill your house when you get it. VIP ticket, we taking you guys on a tour. This is a 2-day event for you guys. Swag bag, meet and greet the speakers. And again, that tour is what's going to bring it together for a lot of you all. Again, it's one thing to talk about it, but Saturday morning, the Saturday afternoon, the next day, we're going to the ILF. We're going to walk the grounds. We're going to talk about how we bought that property with no money out of pocket. How do you buy a house from a credit card? We're going to cover all of that, guys, at that tour, because we started out renting houses, but now we buy them. And we're going to give you a swag bag to put all of your stuff in to carry around that day. And it's going to have goodies inside of it. That's a secret of what'll be inside of it. But you also going to be able to meet and greet the speakers, especially these 2 specific social workers. They're exclusive, and I want you guys to meet them and exchange numbers because they need you. That's the VIP. And then again, that elite ticket, bring your spouse for free. Okay? Exclusive dinner with Derek, Shay, and our team. You're also going to get professional photos done. But the 1-day mastermind is what I'm probably most excited about for this ticket. The dinner that Saturday night and the mastermind that I'm going to give you all, that'll probably go for 2 hours or more, especially if you guys got a lot of questions, and I encourage that. But these are the 3 ways that you guys can get into it. It's going to be in Orlando, Florida, the Hotel Landy. They did a $24 million renovation, so we're super excited about that. We had it here, I think 2 years ago, and it was beautiful. But now it's even better. All of the rooms are redone, all of the conference rooms. This is also steps away from Universal Studios. So we're telling people, make a vacation of it. Bring you, your family, and just come enjoy. Relax, renew your mind, but also come and learn something that can change your life or the lives of other people. Okay? Hey, what's going on, family? Just to let you know really quick, everything that you're listening to right now, I actually have it in a more structured way in a webinar. So when you guys get done here, go to forsterconsultants.com, click the tab that says webinars, and there's 2 webinars there. One is for you to be the actual ILF operator, meaning that you want to do it. And then the other one is the HRA. That stands for Housing Referral Agency, where you're able to take people from homeless to hopeful, and you actually don't need the real estate. It stands for a Housing Referral Agency, and we call it a business in a box. But definitely go to forsterconsultants.com, watch both of those webinars, then set up a free strategy call with me and my team, and let's see how we can get you started. Back to the show. Let's jump back into it. So again, who's excited about the June event? If you guys have already bought your ticket, let us know. If you're planning, let us know. If you're thinking about it, let us know. We would just love to hear that. And also big shout out to a lot of people that have already bought their ticket. A few married couples have already booked as well. We're excited about that. And a lot of our IMB people that are already actively doing it, you guys have booked. So again, we appreciate that. But just again, one more time for anybody that came in just a little late, we're just talking about independent living facilities and how you guys can quit your job or resign from your job in the next 60 days, right? So I'm excited about you guys being able to do this without having to own the property, right? You don't have to go out and buy one. You can lease or rent a property, right? That could be a 3-bed, 2-bath, or it can be a 7-bed, 4-bath, like this big home. But don't forget, guys, the most important part is what the inside looks like, because we want you guys to be able to take people from homeless to hopeful, and we want you guys to be able to change the lives of other people, right? Because again, I truly believe that your cheat code to life and your cheat code to your financial blessing is doing the will of God, helping other people, okay? Mom Forster, who's also going to be at this event, has always told you guys, man, if you want to see the hand of God move in your life, in your family's life, guess what you need to do? You got to help other people, guys. So your blessing is built into what you'll already be doing. That's why I'm excited that this is something that I'll do for the rest of my life. So my life is already built out to be a blessing, because I pray that God blesses me to be a blessing. So, you know, I tell you guys this all the time, right? But I got a team of virtual assistants. And like I tell you guys, especially on Tuesday nights, I feed my team before I ever eat. I do things for these ILF houses before I ever do something for my house. My personal house may need something, but if the ILF needs something, guess who's going to get it first? My ILF. And again, I do this with my team: Tara, Jess, Amber, April, Danish, Alex, Hannah, and Latrell, who's not on this one. So again, guys, I'm not super great. I am great. I'm not super great, but I'll admit my VAs and the team that I have, this is actually what makes us great, y'all. This is why I'm able to do so much. This is why my impact in our community and in the world now is so big, because it's just more than just me. 6-7 years ago, when it was just me, it's hard to make a huge impact. That's also why we started teaching this. So anybody that learns this thing, this model, this ministry under us, you guys become family, right? As long as you're offering this product that you see on the screen right now, we're family. We do the same thing. We're the same people. As long as you're doing it like we are. So again, if you have ever dreamed of housing the homeless or the displaced, but you simply just didn't know where to start, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully by now, I've given you a good enough insight to what this is, so that you can also now go out and implement this. We hope to see you guys June 21st and 22nd. Pray about it, get the proper permission, but bring your family, bring your business partner, bring your spouse. Talk about this at your church. Also, we want you guys to be an affiliate of it too, right? So that thing is finally done now. So I want somebody to go right now to ilfconference.com/affiliate. Again, that's ilfconference.com/affiliate. And guys, promote this all over the place. If you got a blog, if you have a newsletter, if you have social media, Tiffany, Katara, Angela, all of our usual people, we want you guys to blast this all over the place to show people the opportunity that they can now do what you do. And you guys get paid for it, right? So we give a 10% commission on all tickets. So we're loving the people that says, Derek, I want to sell enough tickets to where it pays for mine. I love that. So again, if you want to be an affiliate, definitely go to ilfconference.com/webinar, /affiliate. Follow those easy instructions, and you can be an affiliate starting today. In fact, I'm going to put it in the chat really quick. And again, right before I get ready to shut down, if you guys got any questions, any concerns about the event or just the ILF in general, let us know. Also, if you're completely new to us, I love to always honor my new people either at the beginning or at the end. We have a free gift for anybody that's new. So if you text the word new to 407-326-0086, we got a free gift that we want to give you just to say thank you for being here, but also to kind of continue your education into what this is. So again, if you're new, definitely text the word new to 407-326-0086, because again, we want to just say thank you and also give you a free gift. But also, if you're somebody that you already know that you can't make it to the event, no problem, but you still want to kind of be in it, definitely join us every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern here on YouTube. Subscribe here as well, please. I beg of you. Also, every Tuesday, we talk about virtual assistants and the best CRM system in the world. Every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. And then every Saturday, like today, 10 a.m., guys, I go live every 3 days a week, literally giving y'all the game on how to do this, how to get involved in it. And if you say, well, Derek, I want to be involved in it, but I can't buy a house or rent one. We got something that's called an HRA, where you still can make an impact and an income in your community simply by referring people to other independent living facilities, and you still make a referral fee. So if you've never heard of that, definitely watch our 14-minute free webinar. It's called the HRA, and you can start this tomorrow because I have some empty beds, right? You guys can help me, right? And we're about to get another house. So again, if you want to be an HRA, because we believe that that's the stepping stones to getting started anyway, definitely check out our HRA webinar, which allows you guys to house the homeless and the displaced, and you don't need the property. One more break, and we'll be right back. If you've ever had a dream to house the homeless or the displaced or to start your own housing program, but the barrier for you was actually getting the real estate to do it in, we got something that's almost even better for you, and it's called the HRA, Business in a Box. The HRA allows you to be a housing referral agency to where you still can house the homeless and the displaced and start a housing program, but it doesn't require the real estate. You don't have to buy it, lease it, or rent it. You're going to leverage other people that actually have the real estate and then make a referral fee. So we want to give you more information about that. We have a 14-minute free webinar that breaks the HRA down. So no more an excuse of not having the house to do it or not being able to buy or rent or lease a house. Because if God is putting your heart to start this program, start it. So step number one, get an LLC and brand it, right? Step number two, start getting the word out about who you are and what you do and that you offer housing. And again, after watching the HRA webinar, consider the HRA Business in a Box, because in that will be everything that you need to start your own housing program, and you never actually need the property. We're going to teach you how to leverage other people to still make your dreams come true. So the HRA Business in a Box is only $19.97. Check it out. Also, bring your questions here to YouTube so that we can answer it for you. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, wherever you catch us at. But don't forget, the HRA stands for Housing Referral Agency, and you don't need the property to still make an impact in your community. All right, let's do it. So again, that's for people that want to do this, right? But just can't go out and buy a house or rent one. But for the people that also want just our one-on-one coaching, because you can't make the event, but you know this is something that God has called you to do. We don't want you to pay that 15 grand, right? That price. Now, people that just find me online and they never hear my YouTube and they go pay the regular price, that's on them. But we don't want you guys here on my YouTube channel or the Facebook ILF Academy group or any of the intimate stuff. We want you guys to use the scholarship, right? Because that'll cut it down to only $7,500. Okay. And we're also still taking another few, I think it's about 5 more people for that ICC cohort. So if you don't know what that is, that's essentially our ILF Mastery Blueprint for only $2,700. That is something that is really new. We're only taking 10 people, and that's a one-time product, a one-time shot. And we're only allowing people to go as far as like the 14th of this month to get into it. It started May 1st. So this started 3 days ago, but I still gave people 14 days to kind of still be involved in it if they wanted it. So again, just really simple. If you want our ILF Mastery Blueprint and you want more information about the ICC cohort, where you can get the IMB for only $2,700 versus the 15 grand or the 7,500, just text the phrase ICC to 407-326-0086. And again, we only are taking 5 more people because that was a total of 10. We're only taking 5 more people for that specific group. And again, it's essentially the group coaching, the one-on-one coaching. You get a virtual assistant. You get me as your big brother in your back pocket. All the SOPs, all the courses, all the curriculum, you get everything. And it's a 6-month program for only $2,700. If you want more info on that, text ICC to 407-326-0086. But other than that, man, I just want to say thank y'all so much again for allowing me to pour into you guys. And again, to just share with y'all what God just gave me. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And again, if you're new, don't forget to text that phrase new to that phone number, because again, we want to make sure that we honor you guys with that free gift. And also just a way for us to say thank you for you being here. And also, if you haven't yet, I would appreciate if about 5 of you all could share this room to your page or to another friend or to somebody that's in church leadership. We love to get this out to churches, right? Especially your smaller churches, to where the income doesn't kind of come in like the mega churches do. This is another form of ministry that can bring in income to a church that can offset maybe the tithe and offering that's not coming in as it should sometimes at your smaller church. So this is an absolute ministry and a blessing for small churches as well. And again, just thank y'all so much. Looks like we got one more question before we go. DK asks, are there any grants to start an ILF? Not to my knowledge. There's all kinds of grants for when it does come to real estate and housing people, but specifically for an ILF, not sure. We use a lot of business credit. So when I first started DK, I robbed Peter to pay Paul to get this off the ground, right? But today I teach people how to leverage business credit, right? So a lot of people, they don't have the money just kind of in their pocket to do this. But if your credit is up to par, we teach people how to use business credit to get this started with no money from your pocket. And we also offer financing as well. So let's see if I have that financing link on me. Let me see. But also, if you want financing, even if I can't find that link, just text the word financing to that same number and it still works. So if you want our in-house or third-party financing, text the word financing to 407-326-0086, and we can absolutely get you guys the information for the for that as well. I'm just checking this last little note here, guys. Give me a second. So yes, ma'am, we do have third-party financing that if you don't get approved for the what we would call the coaching financing, so that's the first way that you'll try it. So it's called our coaching financing. If you don't get approved for that, then we have in-house financing where we do it, right? So it's a down payment of, a certain number and then monthly payments. So, and no, there's no interest on the third-party financing. That's through us. We don't charge any interest and we don't change the price. So sometimes when people do third-party financing, they add interest and they change the price. We actually don't. So if you guys want financing on any of our coaching products, no problem. The third party, there is no interest on that. It's just straight up. Okay. Let's see if there was another question real quick. Nope, I think that's it. Let me look over here on this other, because I'm in several different, I'm multi or simulcasting as they call it. Let's go here real quick, guys, and we'll be right back. Hey, what's going on, family? I got a special offer, and this is only for 10 people. So you've heard me talk about the ILF Mastery Blueprint before, right? We have something now that's called the ICC, the ILF Cohort Collective. And this is where I'm going to take a special group of 10 people. And this is a one-time thing, right? So if this is something you want, make sure you act on it. But we're taking a small group of 10 people. And instead of paying the 15 grand or the 7,500 for the ILF Mastery Blueprint one-on-one coaching, we're literally giving it to you guys for only $2,700. It's going to be a 6-month program. Your June event on the 21st, that's actually involved in it. So your complimentary ticket to the June event, we give it to you. And there's a lot of things that we're going to add to this program. And again, guys, I'm only taking 10 people. So if you want more information about this or to be added to the waiting list, because this starts May 1st, text the word ICC to 407-326-0086. And again, guys, essentially, you're going to be able to get the ILF Mastery Blueprint, the one-on-one coaching for only $2,700. And I'm super excited that this is a special group. And again, this is a one-time offer. So if you want to take part of this, or if you want more information and to be added to the wait list, again, text ICC to 407-326-0086. And we look forward to talking to you about it. All right. So thank y'all so much again, man. We're going to get ready to shut it down now. So again, just want to say thank you to everybody that joined us from each different forum. We got people on Facebook, Instagram, Clubhouse, and Twitter or X. So again, just thank y'all so much again. But don't forget, June 21st, June 22nd is the 2024 ILF conference in Orlando, Florida. We want you guys to visit ilfconference.com. Again, that's ILF Independent Living Facility conference.com. We also want you guys to be an affiliate of it. And we also want you guys to blast this in other groups on your personal page and share it to at least 3 people on your page. So share your affiliate link when you do that, though, because we want you guys to get credit for it. So when you sign up for that affiliate link, guys, everybody gets their own individualized link so that if somebody purchases through your link, my team will know where it came from and we know who to pay. So again, guys, ilfconference.com/affiliates. If you want to also help sell tickets and advertise what this is. And again, if you just joined us, guys, June 21st and 22nd, we're teaching you guys how to start your own housing program that we've trademarked independent living facilities. You may have heard of it as a shared living environment or co-living or communal living. The greatest part about it, guys, is that it doesn't require a license. You don't have to own the property and you don't have to be a nurse and pretend to administer medications because that's going to get you in trouble. We house people that are completely independent that don't need any help from you other than offering a clean, safe living environment. Other than that, you guys go to a house of worship tomorrow. Tell God what you saw today and what you heard through this today. He saw it, but tell him anyway. Tell him that you want to be a part of it. And if we are to be the best coaches and the consultants for you, ask God to make the way easy and allow it to happen. So I pray that all of y'all finances line up. I pray that the will of God is on all of y'all lives. And again, that from the top of your head to the soles of your feet, each and every one of you guys are healed, delivered, and set free. So with that being said, I'm going to close us out. You guys be great. And then we'll see you guys Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Again, that's Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern right here on YouTube. So if you haven't already, subscribe so that you don't miss it. Also turn on the notification bell. And with that being said, Father God, thank you so much for the seed that was sown today. Thank you for the ability to give, again, God, what you gave me. So, Father God, again, I ask that you make the way easy for these people. God, let nothing stop them from coming to the event and let nothing stop them from moving at the speed of instruction to do what you've already called them to do. God, I bind procrastination in the name of Jesus, because procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give us more time for something that he already told us to act on. So, Father God, today, I pray for the speed. I pray for the speed of instruction, that when these people hear this message by your Holy Spirit, it all comes back to them. And Father God, again, you're going to help them put their hands to the plow and to do what you've called them to do. So Father God, again, from the top of their head to the soles of their feet, they're healed, delivered, and set free. And the devil is under their feet and has no place in their life, their business, or their family. And God, today we already give you all the glory and all the honor and all the praise. So God, before they ever get the first keys to their first facility, we dedicate it to you now. And we call you the CEO of this business. And God, thank you for allowing us to kind of oversee it. So Father God, again, you did it for me and you are no respecter of person. So for anybody that's under the sound of my voice, you will succeed. You will succeed and you will do what God has called you to do. There is no devil in hell that can stop it. Forrester Consultants has got your back, and so does God. So now unto him that is able to do exceedingly, abundantly above all we can ever ask a thing, according to God's power that worketh in us. You guys be great, and we'll see you Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern right here on YouTube. Hey, David, did you know that you can start your own housing program and it doesn't require you for you to own the property and you do not need a license? So how in the world would you do that? I was always told that you had to own the property and that there was always some kind of special license that you had to get from your city to do this. People always told me that there was lots of red tape to jump through. So you mean to tell me these are also not group homes? It's actually simple. They're called independent living facilities, and Forrester Consultants actually created it. They hold the trademark for it. So I follow them religiously on Instagram at Forrester Consultants as well as Facebook. And every Monday night at 6 p.m., they actually go live on YouTube at Forrester Consultants, and I follow them there as well. So you mean to tell me my dream of becoming this housing provider that I've always dreamt of is closer than I realize? And again, you're telling me I don't need a license and I don't have to own the property. Absolutely. You do not have to own the property. You don't have to be a nurse. You don't have to be a CNA, and you can get started as soon as tomorrow. Click the link below for more information. Hey, what's going on, family? I'm super excited because June 21st and 22nd is the 2024 ILF conference. That's right. We're super excited because it's in Orlando, Florida this year. So guys, if you ever thought about starting your own housing program, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is the event for you. If you're a real estate investor and you're looking for a better way to serve people and actually make more money and also have a bigger impact in your community, this event is exactly what this is. 2024, the ILF conference, guys, is going to show you how we take people from homeless to hopeful and it not be a group home or an assisted living facility. We're going to teach you guys how we start unlicensed group homes, which we've trademarked independent living facility. And again, you guys are going to visit forsterconsultants.com for more information, but you're definitely going to visit ilfconference.com to get the information for the June event. There'll be a general admission ticket. We got some VIP tickets, and we have 15 elite tickets for people that want a little bit extra just versus being at the event. That comes with also a one-day mastermind and a lot of other stuff. But definitely go and check out ilfconference.com for more information. And don't meet me there, beat me there. Hey, what's going on, family? I hope you guys are enjoying the content, but I just want to let you know there's still time to apply for the scholarship for the ILF Mastery Blueprint, and that's our one-on-one coaching. So there's a lot that comes with it. So I'm just going to guide you guys to the website so that you can kind of check it out for yourself after we're done here. So you're going to visit forsterconsultants.com. Then you're going to click the tab that says products and services. The first thing that's going to pop up is the ILF Mastery Blueprint. Click that tab that says learn more, and it's literally going to give you step-by-step instruction of what you can do. And it's real easy of how you can apply and win the scholarship to apply to the price so that you can get our one-on-one coaching here at Forster Consultants. Let's get back to the content. Hey, what's going on, family? Have you ever imagined starting your own housing program? That's probably why you're here. And if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, like you're kind of getting right now, but in a more of a one-on-one setting, just you and I, that's our ILF Mastery Blueprint. There's a number that they're scrolling below on this screen right now. If you text the word scholarship to that phone number, my team is going to get you some information. So first of all, I'm going to say congratulations and thank you for moving at the speed of instruction. We look forward to working with you. And again, this is only for people that desire our one-on-one coaching, which is designed to watch you succeed from going from a zero to a hero when it comes to information and knowing how to implement this independent living facility model without any mistakes. That's most important. So again, our ILF Mastery Blueprint, guys, there's a scholarship that's available for it that'll slice the price in half, which is also a no-brainer. So again, if you've ever desired to start your own housing program, but you thought you needed a license, you don't. You thought you had to be a nurse, you don't. You thought you had to own the property, you don't. Consider our ILF Mastery Blueprint, where we are going to take you to success and let God use you in your community, housing the homeless and the displaced. Let's get back to the show. Hey, what's going on, family? Just to let you know really quick, everything that you're listening to right now, I actually have it in a more structured way in a webinar. So when you guys get done here, go to forsterconsultants.com, click the tab that says webinars, and there's 2 webinars there. One is for you to be the actual ILF operator, meaning that you want to do it. And then the other one is the HRA. That stands for Housing Referral Agency, where you're able to take people from homeless to hopeful, and you actually don't need the real estate. It stands for a Housing Referral Agency, and we call it a business in a box. But definitely go to forsterconsultants.com, watch both of those webinars, then set up a free strategy call with me and my team, and let's see how we can get you started. Back to the show.
Otis Forston of Noah's Ark.
Hey, let's go. Hey, check this out. Y'all ready to be great? All right. So y'all say let's be. Y'all say great. Let's be. Let's be. Let's be. All right, let's get it, D. Wow.
In life, things are going to always happen, right? Life is going to get in the way sometimes, but we got to move forward, right? We got to continue to move forward, no matter what that looks like. Some days we're going to run, some days we're going to walk, and some days we're going to crawl. And guys, there's going to be some days the only thing that we're going to be able to do is lean forward, right? But it's super important that we move forward, right? And continue to continue to grind, continue to ask God for his help and his grace. Because one thing about God's grace, his grace is so sufficient that it will carry us through our toughest journeys. So I just want to come to you guys today and encourage you guys, no matter what happens, even when life gets in the way, let's move forward.
People on this earth are waiting for you to get started. They got money, they got provisions, they got furniture, and they got a house for y'all. But they don't even know you exist. Y'all can clap.